What's going on, you wild monster hunters? It's your two favorite critics back here. I'm Logan of Rivia. That's my good mate over there.
Uncle Henry, Ciri.
And we're back to talk about the new fantasy series, season 2, that just hit Netflix on December 17th. We talked about the first episode, but tonight we're back talking about the entire season 2. And we had a great time with it. So let's get to it, shall we?
So we are back for The Witcher season 2. Uncle Logan was lucky enough to join a Q&A and a live stream of the very first episode. He got to partake in a little Q&A with Uncle Henry Cavill, talked about the new season of The Witcher. And this season, season 2, we get to see Geralt of Rivia back in action, don't we? Slaying monsters and just being a Witcher like normal. And this time he's joined with some old friends. And we get to see an old friend from another fantasy series earlier on, don't we?
That's right. From Game of Thrones, the first episode, we had Tormund showed up as a monster that came across Uncle the Witcher, you know? So this basically the entire series, 8 episodes, by the way. I wish it was more episodes, but 8 episodes this season. Basically coming across different monsters, how they become monsters, and how to defeat them. And that's essentially the setup. You know, you have the character Ciri, that's a young princess. Her family was murdered, and she wants to become a Witcher to take revenge against these people. And that's where Geralt is kind of overseeing her becoming a Witcher, training and things like that, watching over her. And then also the other character of Yennefer being a sorceress, having to do magic and powers and stuff. And all the worlds collide.
So this season, it was fun watching Geralt take Ciri under his wing and teach her the ways of being a Witcher, all the tricks to being a Witcher and taking down these big monsters. We see some great scenes earlier on with, the big flying dragon monster that comes in, and she sort of lures him in. He's flying towards him, and then Geralt jumps off from a cliff and stabs it in the heart. And just some really awesome, well done CGI throughout this series. The effects, they're pumping money into the show, like we talked about earlier, and it shows up on the screen. It's really well shot and really well made. They really put a lot of money and time into the wardrobes, the costumes. Everything looks great. And this season, yes, was all about Geralt and Ciri working together, going through, trying to figure out, what happened after the events of last season. And like you mentioned, we saw Yennefer at the end of last season, and Geralt thinks that she died, but the audience knows that she didn't actually die. So we're going to see them and, find out if they're going to be able to meet up by the season's end. She's a mage. She can do all this cool magic and sorcery throughout the way. Earlier on, she's having to find her powers and sort of get them back with the events that happened last season. But some really cool scenes with Yennefer. And we also meet up with another character that we saw in the first season, Jaskier. And he's sort of the comedic player in this season and last season, of course. He's really funny. I like his, banter with Yennefer throughout. He's always like, oh, fucking hell. And he's always got the jokes. He's very funny. He's like a jester. And he also, plays music. And he has another funny song this year. We heard last year his song. What was it? Something for The Witcher, two coins for The Witcher or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. He's like the drunk cousin that around the campfire that always brings out the acoustic. It's a good song for you all. And he starts playing it. It's all funny. But yeah, he was really great. He was there for the comedic relief. A lot of great bits with Yennefer, especially, and some cool scenes with them. But like you were saying, the visual effects in the show were really outstanding, just top notch. You would see in a movie. Like they're really well done compared to like some other films, high budget, big budget movies that can't do visual effects correctly. They definitely do it right in The Witcher. It makes it believable. These monsters that Geralt's coming across each week and taking them out and killing them, really diving into how they became the monster, how to find them, and how to put an end to them. So it's really great story based on monsters, a lot of creatures and fantasy and novels, we've read over the years. It's really cool seeing that in live action.
The pacing for season 2 felt really good too. Like each episode flowed from one to the other. Like you mentioned, this season was only 8 episodes. I wish we would have got the full 10, but I imagine, COVID and all that, it was hard to shoot. during the pandemic, so they probably had to shorten it up, a little bit. But the quality of the show doesn't suffer at all this season. It really, the stakes were high throughout. You're wanting Geralt to meet up with Yennefer, and by the end they finally do. And he finds out what happened to her since the last time he saw her. He thought she was dead, and just seeing them work together. He really cares for her, and he really cares for Ciri. So he kind of has these characters that he's protecting. And throughout the 8 episodes, he's having to come across people that are wanting to kill them and take them out, and he has to be the protector. And we also see some of his Witcher mates this season too, which is cool. There's an older Witcher that is helping along with Geralt, and we see some of his other mates there. Tormund we saw earlier on in the season, and I was kind of hoping that we'd see more of him in this second season, but really we only get an episode out of Tormund. So I'm hoping in season 3 we'll see more of him, because he'd be, a great addition to this cast. And for season 3 to move forward, it would be great to have Geralt have another ally in that character. So I'd like to see more from old Tormund.
Yeah, I could see him returning for the next season, so I'm pretty sure he will. I don't think that's the last time we'll see him, and everybody loves him anyways. We really had a great time with this. The only complaint for me is I wanted more episodes. 8 episodes I could have done, with solid 10 like most Netflix shows, but, leaves me wanting more. So I will definitely be returning for the next season. Really love these characters. I thought they're fleshed out a lot better in season 2, more cohesive. Where the first season was kind of a little bit all over the place, but this season I thought they fixed a lot of things. Love Henry Cavill's Geralt of Rivia, always top notch, monster hunter. Ciri and Yennefer were also fantastic, and a few of the other characters that showed up along the way. And I can't wait to see more of these monsters in this world that they're creating.
This season was really well paced. Like I said, they definitely increased the storyline here, whereas season 1 was more monster of the week. Who is Geralt going to take out? This one follows Geralt and Ciri as they're navigating this world. I love this rich world that they've created here. A lot of mountains and big majestic landscapes, and great costumes, great action set pieces, great monsters along the way, and great characters. And the story of Geralt is unfolding over these seasons, and over this season, it really, you learn a lot more about him. You learn more about Ciri, who is kind of, an apprentice of Geralt's, and has these powers that Geralt knows about. And she learns more about her past as the season goes on, about how her parents were murdered and sort of her birthright. And we also see Yennefer, and we learn more about her. And we see her, last season, it was a lot of her looking really weird. And this season, it's just the actress playing it. So we saw her be more expressive this year and have more to do, more lines, work with Jaskier. I just love this whole world. The whole fantasy aspect of it does a great job. It's a show that if you love Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, all the fantasy, you're going to love The Witcher. And season 2, I had a great time. The writing and the quality really increased along this year, and I had a great time with it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I had a great time with it as well. I'm going to give season 2 of The Witcher a 4.5 out of 5 Henry Cavill hair pieces.
I would give season 2 of The Witcher a 4 out of 5 Geralt of Rivia hair pieces.
So we're interested in hearing your guys' thoughts about The Witcher season 2. What'd you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite episode? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, check us out on our social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, our website, cinefellas.com, and obviously right here on our YouTube channel for all our latest and greatest video content.
It's been a blast reviewing these shows and movies with you, Logan. As always, I wish we could have swords and have a duel now. Who would be the better monster hunter? Who would win?
Me. I'm from the streets. Okay. I'm from the streets.
Yeah, okay. I could see that. You're right. You're right. You're from the streets. You got that Irish anger. You got to get out. And you also have a lot of swords down there. You have a big sword collection. That's well known that you're a big sword collector.
Sword and lightsaber collector.
But what you didn't know is I know magic. So yes, we've had a great time at reviewing The Witcher season 2 on Netflix. We want to thank Netflix for hooking us up with the the Q&A and the live stream of the first episode of the season, and we really enjoyed these 8 episodes.
So this is your 2 favorite monster hunters signing out from Cinefellas until the next video review. Cheers!